Cardin, then Senator Romney, and then that will be the end of the hearing.
Well, let me thank both of you for being here. I'm going to follow up on Senator Young's point. I was with our chairman, Senator Menendez, in our hemisphere and saw the challenges of China penetration on the debt diplomacy issue. So let me mention a country like Argentina. Argentina has a debt problem. It's not terribly attractive for private investment because of its debt policies. And yet, when they need to borrow money, China is willing to be there. And we know China does it on the cheap. They don't get their value, but they get hooked by this debt diplomacy, which can be against our national security interests. So I just really want to underscore it's more than East Asia and Pacific. It's our own hemisphere where we see China very much penetrating and using this as leverage for their geopolitical agenda. I know that you set up the China House. I believe it's in the East Asia and Pacific Bureau, but can you just assure us that there is a coordinated strategy beyond East Asia and Pacific, which is critically important, but also in our own hemisphere?
Very quickly on both. On debt, as I think you all are probably aware, when Secretary Yellen went to Africa, debt was front and center. An issue for her. In Zambia, she underscored that all creditors, including Beijing, must meaningfully participate in debt relief efforts for Zambia. In Sri Lanka, indeed, debt is a huge problem. The Paris Club has now taken some action, and and India has stepped forward, but we're putting pressure on China to, in fact, also come to the table, since most of the debt is with the Chinese. Agree with you in Latin America, they can use their SOE capability to just put money on the table, but ultimately it often ends up in debt for countries, Argentina being a good example. So agree with you, and we're working on all of that. In terms of the China House, I want to commit several things to you, as Senator Risch knows well, because he really focused us on this. China House has liaisons coming from every part of the department who spend some time in China House, go back to their home bureaus, so there is truly an integrated beyond EAP strategy. It all comes up through EAP, but to me, who has responsibility for everything all over the world. And so, quite frankly, yes, it may be housed in EAP, but that's just the anchor. It goes out throughout the world.